just for the purposes of good order. It's amazing how today is day 13. Day 13, day 13. Is anybody excited? We're just counting down. So we're counting down from double digits to single digits. All right? We're counting down. We're counting down from double digits to single digits now. So today is day 13. Does anybody feel excited? I am excited. I'm happy. I'm glad. I'm sure we're getting the benefit of all of this because value must have been dropped yesterday now. We had Colonel Peter Elion just drop some unusual nuggets, life nuggets, I will call them, that truly just gets you in to start to say, look, appreciate those little things and start to make those little efforts, that ultimately lead to change. So today, day 13, in the FOODS acronym, where we started to talk about focus, order, optimism. Yesterday, we talked about discipline. Today, we're going to be talking about synergy. Synergy is something that I hold dearly. And it's also, it's applicable to life, love, and business. It's applicable to every area of your life, synergy. The consequences of synergy ultimately leads to what you call social capital. If you're able to embrace and understand this principle, clearly, some of the things that you think money would get you, you can actually just get via social capital. So let me read from page 71 of the Reinvention book. Yes, page 71. And it says that no one can whistle a symphony. It takes an orchestra to play it. And I'm sure this is quite apt. You probably don't even need any further interpretation to say that, look, for you to experience that sound, that music, that reading, for it to be soothing to the ears, you need a team. And it's a team of like-minded people. It was Margaret Mead, yes, that said, never doubt that a group of small people can change the world. Indeed, that's the only thing that ever has. Almost like even in that's a small community, all right, the Invention Bootcamp community. You already see that there's some form of synergy. And those are the kinds of things we're trying to build so that we begin to drop you in those accountability groups. You begin to understand the concept of having to draw energies from one another, just so that you can experience exponential results. Now, the word synergy comes from the Attic Greek word synergia, or synergio, all right, meaning working together. And so when we work together, we make things easy. So light is the burden. Who said that now? I think it was one of the NBA players that said, light is the burden when many share the toil. Okay, so in perspective, let's even break this down. So I'm sure we've had, and some of us have all, or most of us have all gone through an arithmetic class or maths per se. So you would have had instances of 1 + 1 is equals to 2, all right? Or 1 + 1 is equals to 2. But as you progress, you hear that 1 + 1 could mean several other things, okay? And for the purpose of this discourse, I'm going to limit it to 2 additions. One is the permutation around synergy by Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey, if you read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I'm sure you're able to fully understand this concept. The second will be on a biblical principle. So, 1 + 1, according to Stephen Covey, will give you 8, while the unnatural supernatural formula of 1 + 1 will ultimately give you 10,000. And there's a reference scripture to that where it says that 1 will chase 1,000 and 2 will chase 10,000. All right, and so and let me also even read from this. So I believe that when we leverage on converging our individual strengths and uniqueness, we can easily move mountains, build towers, and indeed conquer territories. I've also learned that synergy doesn't just happen. It must be intentional. And every of the principles we've shared, even from day one till now, is aimed on deliberateness, intentionality, purposefulness. It won't just be by happenstance. It won't be an accident. It'll be things that you consciously intend to carry out. So you also remember that how do you build positive, purposeful, progressive, and profitable partnerships is by intention. You must intend. And then that deliberateness also, with that, that means that you must have outlined your plans of action on how you want to be able to build this. Now, it's also important to say that the World Economic Forum has posited that one of the critical skills that needed to be built over that is going to stand the test of time will be your ability to build relationship, all right, relationship building skills. So it tilts towards even, building synergies. Now, there are some critical elements for either a marriage or a business or a nation to develop to an enviable height. However, it is necessary to state here that synergy has various consequences. So when you use it wrongly, it could be negative. If you use it positively, or if you use it rightly, it could be positive. But there's also a third dimension to it, the dimension where you don't even use it at all. So you are probably just neutral. Okay, so there are three sides. There's the neutral, the negative, and the positive. So we must converge our energies. We must converge. So one of the things I needed to point out is that if you want to make changes, small changes in your life, by the time you start making those small changes, one thing happens: it changes your attitude. All right. But if you want to make big and primary changes, you must work on your paradigm. And the Reinvention Immersion Bootcamp essentially is about a change in paradigm so that you can experience a radical transformation. Now, so if you want to experience a radical transformation, your paradigm must shift. And there are certain things that are necessary. And so I'm going to outline 7 key things. And I hope that you get the benefit of these insights and you begin to apply them. Remember, it's the doing that gets the job done. One is silence, and I describe silence as a precursor for our individual noises to become a rhythm. So wherever there's confusion and chaos, pause and ponder. You remember, even the colonel noted that in the event of fear, all he needed to encourage us to was to calm down and focus. Okay, so also even in the midst of crisis, one of the critical things we need to do is to just be silent, and then also just wait to see how we turn the noise, the chaos, all right, into a reading. The second thing is strategy. You see, for everything you want to do, there must be a plan, all right? And let's just drop it down. Strategy is a plan. There must be a plan. So remember, I love the words that the colonel used yesterday, the theater of operations, okay? There must be a plan. You don't just say, okay, even though those that go into medical operations, they don't just wake up and start to cut the individual. They would have observed, reviewed, they will also pray, and then before they start to knock or take concerted action. So everything you ought to do, whilst you're also trying to, go on this radical transformation, one of the things that we're trying to say is to build a synergy. And as you're trying to build a synergy, you must have a plan, you must have a strategy. There must be a commonality of goals and ideas. The third thing is systems and structures. So if you're an organization, you need to build systems and structures. And that's a different masterclass on its own. And I'm going to be sharing that, at some point. I shared a few of that in the last 2 weeks. One at the Collaborators book, Business Acceleration Bootcamp, and then I also shared recently with the JCI on systems. The fourth thing is association. We also must just consider this fact that, you see, you have to, when they say birds of the same feather flock together, you need to be on the same journey with those that are going to where you're going. Else, the guy that needs to stop on his way to, say, Malawi, and you're on your way to Johannesburg, it might distort your understanding of your own destination. So please tarry and walk alongside me, like my association. And those you associate with also, they rub off on you. So if somebody has a small dream and you have a big dream, you see, there's no way. There's going to be a pull on you. There's going to be a pull on you, as the case may be. So ultimately, try and gravitate towards people that give you the same kind of energy and understand your destination in mind. The fifth thing is mutual respect. We must respect each other. We must, and there's one thing, it must be mutual, because respect they say, is reciprocal. All right, reciprocal. So it therefore means that we just must extend respect. Remember, you have to be intentional about it. So rudeness is not an intentional act. Rudeness is a loose act. How do people become rude? It's tied to attitude. It's tied to the negative, negative feelings and motives or moods, and that triggers a wrong attitude that also ultimately triggers rudeness. Okay, so you must now say, look, I want to respect. In my family, we have what we call the bigger creed. And the bigger creed is like, I'm bigger because I am blessed, I am intelligent, I am good, I'm gentle and generous. I have the spirit of excellence, that's the E. And the last one is R, I have respect. That's why I'm bigger. And I'm consistently righteous in Jesus' name. Now, why do we say that creed? My children say that creed. It's that it's almost like our family affirmation. I'm bigger because I'm blessed, I'm intelligent, I'm good, I'm general, I'm good, generous, and a genius. I have the spirit of excellence and I have respect. That's our family creed. That's our family creed. So what's your creed now? And we've committed to have respect. So sometimes, whether you're younger or older than me, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Just courtesy, and I'm sure that way you already begin to fuel your journey towards creating positive synergy. Synergy is not compromising, rather it's collaboration. So it's not as if you are compromising your position. Remember, there's a step to these things. It's about collaboration, and it's not competition. It's about creation. All right. As you begin to create, and you see, the uniqueness of all makes it beautiful when we synergize. Our individual uniqueness, once we maintain our individual uniqueness, when we're not copying each other, when we're collaborating on the fact that we have diverse opinions and views, and when we concert all of that together, we can have what we call a symphony, a reading, as the case may be. So putting it simply, so the seventh one is synergy is not about networking, but about working together for a divine common purpose. So you're working the net and not just netting the work, right? So some people gather contacts, so you're netting the contacts. But we're saying that work the net, because it's when you work the net, you're able to disentangle the fish that you don't want, the contact that you don't want, and then separate it in the right order. And then you can also now envision the kind of relationship or strategies you want to build together, or synergies you want to build together. Guys, these 7 pointers just takes you on that journey of synergy, all right, to begin to apply the principle of synergy. Look, there's nothing you want to do. Light is the burden when many share the toil. Light is the burden when many share the toil. Light is the burden when many share the toil. If we want to raise, imagine we want to start a bank here, and what is required to start a bank was say $1,000. I'm sure in this group, we can all muscle up $1,000. That's what we're talking about. Light is the burden when many share the toil. In fact, what am I talking about? We can muzzle up $100,000. All right, we could also muzzle up $1 million. It's also within us. All right, there's a way that light is the burden where many share the toil. So there's our license. Our license is within us, and that's the power of synergy. All right. So in closing, Stephen Covey said something. He says synergy is the highest activity of life. It creates new untapped alternatives. It values and exploits the mental, emotional, and psychological differences between people. Look, guys, we need to have synergy. And so it's not just being in a group. That's why I say, look, engage the group. Engage in the group. Build synergies. It might not be for today. It could be for tomorrow. One person here could have just experienced a tipping point. Things happen. Build right synergies. All right? Okay. So today is rather interesting also because later on this evening, we're going to be having, hey, Joke, I call her Ade Joke, Ogunlewe. She's going to be spewing out some of the great things that we require, we got legal framework, much more personal expenses in the areas of advocacy. And then she's going to now drill down as to how she has also experienced that reinvention journey. Guys, look, it promises to be an interesting time. It's going to be amazing, amazing, amazing as usual. And I'm hoping that I see you this evening. Also, there's something I needed to let you guys know. This movement that we started is a movement of some sort. And the only people that will take the true benefit of this movement are those that begin to key in. because we're building a community that over time becomes, a movement that will alter the things that happen in Africa and indeed maybe in the world. And so can we be more intentional about interacting and start to take our leadership responsibilities and take our roles, in the right perspective. As I muted yesterday, we have the finance, um, someone on personal finance coming on, fantastic woman. We also have lady, she doesn't want to be called a doctor or anything, but she's in fact, when she comes, by the time we read her profile, Abisoye, Mobolaji Abisoye, she's an Harvard MPhil, she's Stanford, she's been everywhere. And you want to see the humility of this woman in action. Okay, humility of this woman in action. And also, there's another lady that is joining us. So next week, just be ready. Next week, just be ready. Just be ready. And I can't wait to start to hear your testimonials from daring to do great things. There's the consequence of moving, taking action, making those steps, no matter how small they are. And you'll be rest assured that as you make those steps, you begin to experience radical transformation. Guys, I need to get out of your faces now. I'm praying even for tonight and also for a whole lot of other things. And I'm hoping that the elements indeed persuade you the opportunity to experience peace at all levels, to experience prosperity, and to indeed get insights, all right, to create things that will bet wealth and change the course of your family and that of your destiny. Go forth now and experience this in an unusual direction and dimension. Amen and amen. Amen.